Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my fellow YouTubers, Facebookians. As you can see, I'm wearing my robe today. It says, if you can see, it says Get Cozy, and it's got Grumpy Dwarf on it. Aaron bought this for me like 10 years ago, and I just cannot take it down. So, anyways, this is a good update. This is an update about the funeral I went to, or the funeral service. Apparently, instead of burying them next to the sun, they decided to do a cremation. And the service was, it was okay, but in my opinion, it was sugar-coated. So, don't mind me. I'm checking on emails and etc., so I'm not ignoring. So, today I wanted to talk to you about a few things. That's right, I'm also trying this coffee blend out today in my cup, which, by the way, Aaron's not around right now because of we've had a couple problems. I have to update the other video channel soon. This is what we call the Loving Dovey Ho-Ho blend. So, anyways, it's going to take some time to get used to it. I made a pot up a couple months ago, and it was like, bleh. But this is what we have available, and this is what I got to drink. So, anyways, today's been an interesting day, but so was yesterday, so was a few days before that. So, anyways, let's get down to it, shall we? So, me and Aaron, Friday night, had a problem, and he's on his own for right now because he's got to regroup. And I got to regroup myself. Besides that, we are trying to distance ourselves right now because we are having a few minor problems, But, we're trying to fix things. So, yesterday I was going to wear a dress to go to the sermon, but Aaron goes into the bathroom, for the, our friend, and we're there, and the preacher basically was talking, and Aaron's like, you should be lucky you weren't in a dress yesterday, Rita, because a couple guys wanted to beat the crap out of you, even if it was a church setting, and, he said you would have been turned away if you went in a dress. They would not have tolerated it at this church. So I just wore pants because it was too much hassle to have him come over, zip it up, and then, etc. So, yeah. And don't mind the sweatshirt in the background there. I wanted to share with you, if you haven't noticed. Let me see if I can do this. As you can notice, I did some cleaning of the entire place because I was getting tired of a dirty place. So I scrubbed the floors today. I swept. I've done everything I can think of. I'm still waiting for my laundry to dry. I wish I had a better laundry dryer to get it done. Because it's the way it is supposed to work, So, and then I moved the chair over here so I could play Game Boy Advance games on the TV through the Game Boy Advance player. Now, growing up, I had the Game Boy adapter, the Super Game Boy adapter, some call it for Super NES. Those were really cool, games back then, Nowadays, you gotta make sure the battery still holds so you can play your games. So, but yeah, I just was like, since me and Aaron's on hold right now, I decided it might be time to do a quick video, So, I still gotta do one on our joint channel. I don't have anything new on my Princess Aries channel because there's nothing much to type, or not type, but text-wise. But this is a video blog, so, anyways, so in between an hour or so, I take a break on my video game. Tonight, I'm going to be taking a break again. I will do one chapter of the Bible. It's like 70 verses. I mean, I don't know. And no offense to some of these people out there that read like I do daily, but what the heck was the writer thinking when he's like telling the story from, his point of view to show the scriptures, and it was over 2,000 years ago, and he's sitting there, and you got like 70 verses. Heck, I think I saw one that was 75 to 80 verses. I'm just like, I mean, the Quran's pretty long, too, It's got all these verses and 50, 60, 70 pages, but, so... Anyways, I'm wearing my special pants with the holes in them again. See, right here. I should have done more today, but I've been just so busy cleaning. I mean, this is how my story went this morning, I mean, last night, me and Aaron had to do some errands today. He's like, I'll make you dinners, I'll do this, just let me be for a while, because we were, you could say we were at each other's throats. So, we basically do that, and I'm like this. So I set the alarm up at 6. I get out of bed. And when I get out of bed, usually it's like, oh, coffee. Okay. So I go to the coffee pot, do my coffee thing, microwave it. Once it's made, I microwave it. I'm not going to do it any other way then, because I like it at a certain temperature. Then, I decided, funny thing, again, to sit down, and I'm like, Aaron's not up because we have to do an errand together, so why not mind our own business and go and do the laundry, because we've been doing our laundry and sink plop, 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 plop. Next thing you know, it's like 7:15. I just finished up, put them on the closer, wring them out good, and I'm like, oh, wow. And I still got towels to do, and tonight when I do my tomorrow morning when I do laundry again, first thing that goes in is socks and my underwear, and I every other day I wash the pants, because the pants comes off when I'm not working, and then tomorrow I gotta sweep the floors again because I made a mess, and I gotta vacuum. So you got the floor being vacuumed, you got the floor being swept, and I got laundry to do. So I'm just like doing the Amish or the nun way, and I'm like, woo, But the dusting, I told Aaron at lunch, I'm going to hire someone to do it. I mean, he's like, I'll take care of the TV part just because, your vision's off kilter, and so it was like, what am I going to do, So I decided to be funny about it, because it's, it's more of a funniness, and so while I'm sitting there and, when I'm just sitting there, it just makes me laugh that, I'm like, going the distance, and then I'm like, oh yes, I must vacuum. So I gotta vacuum, then I gotta empty that, then I gotta sweep, then I gotta wash the floors again with the on my hands and knees. I gotta make a checklist. Dusting, I will hire someone, but otherwise, right now I did dusting. Maybe I'll do it once a month. It's just a hassle because you gotta move things, move this, move that. And then you got to do this, and then you got to do that, and you got to put it back together. I mean, it was just a hassle today, but I got it done. The goal was done, and I was like feeling very, very happy about it, because usually Aaron did these things, and I'd be like, well, how long will it take? Because frankly, Aaron's just like, well, it's not 20 minutes like you think. Well, my figuring is remove dust. No, well, it's just a big, big experiment. And when you do learn about these things, you're sitting there saying, well, why didn't I do it? What happened, So, in the end, it was, just... But anyways, back to the service. We got in like 5 minutes late. They already started it. and it went to like 8:15. So anyways, I'm like, yeah, okay. On our way up, Aaron and I, we had talked about some supplies. Oh, by the way, for some of you wondering what this is a strategy guide that I got a long time ago, Breath of Fire 2. I'm using it to guide me because sometimes the game is difficult. Breath of Fire 1 strategy guide is completely, what do you say? It's completely completed. So you don't sit there and wonder what you're going to be doing next. So, anyways, so a couple other interesting things that's happened, yesterday as I was sitting at the service, and my Aaron looks at me and goes, "What are you doing?" I'm like, turning the volume down on my phone to vibrate so I don't, it doesn't, it didn't show meeting. Otherwise, it put on vibration mode. He's like, "Oh," he turns off. "Oh crap!" Blah blah blah. I'm like listening to them and playing music, and I'm just thinking, because the woman we knew wasn't what they said in the church, but. We weren't going to just sit there and get up and say you sugar coated it. So, anyways, on our way home, we go by the store. Now, usually I sit there and say, "Oh, I don't need a drink, Aaron." Aaron, like I said, we're trying to fix things. He's like, "Rita, honey, do you want a drink?" I'm like, "No, I don't want alcohol." "No, no, no, no," because I was thinking, drink. And he's like, "No." He picked up a bottle of Powerade, and the Powerade was a limited edition lemonade one. He's like, "It's probably not good." And I'm like, "Glug, glug, glug, glug." Next thing you know, "You want a swig?" "Sure, hun." "Oh man, this is the best one, and they only have one bottle, you little turd head." And I'm like, well, anyways, here, let's go back to the store. So as we went in, and Aaron says, "Oh, I need a basket. Go get me one." So I got a basket, and I'm, it's like 8:30 at night. Last night we did take some time at the, park and had a cigar. We had to fix and try to mend things, because of, our little problem, So I think, it was as we're walking along, and there's a woman there that is very gorgeous at a grocery store. She left, because of school and stuff, and I always thought in the town she was the most beautifulest girl in the state of Washington. What happens? Aaron's like, I think I know her." She's like, "Hey," next thing you know, my mouth is frozen because I missed her. She was a great friend, and I always wanted to, I've given her my phone number and everything else. So I'm just sitting there, and, afterwards we walk up to another girl, and she's just like, and then Aaron's like, "I'm glad the other girl's back because she's very beautiful, and this one here is beautiful too," as we left, and etc. So, anyways. So we basically went along and we decided to basically get back and have a cigar. And this morning we had to be up early for some errands, and as we were doing the errands, before I continue with this part about the errands, I have to tell you a quick story. So, talking about the phone vibrating, right? The phone vibrates 20 minutes into the service. It might have been 30, 35 minutes into the service. Anyways, me and Aaron are sitting there. And I said, as we left, because he said, "Sit here." So I sit here. He goes in and he's like, "This church is too nice and too fancy. Church like this shouldn't even be in business." And he goes into rants, and then he said, "What is it?" "I got an email." It was the funniest email. I think I can get it on this tablet. It was the funniest email I got in a while, okay? It was very funny because, if it will let me load it, I'm using the iPad mini because, Alright, so, there we go. So, anyways, this doctor who's doing my GRS and breast augmentation surgery, both and possibly FFS, says, "Both will be emailing me you more directed questions regarding your blindness and your transition as part of our medical and mental health history taking. Thanks, and they will include me in all communications. Thanks again." I thought it was the funniest thing. Me and him are conversating fine. He's a professor, by the way. All of a sudden, he's got to get 2 other people involved. One being an OBGYN, and I'm like, for transgendered related surgery, or as some call it still, the elderly, and I call it once in a while, sex changes, is why? Oh, why? So, it was the funniest thing because of the whole thing, And by the way, my friend I saw last night, who was basically sitting there, and she's like, "Wow, you look great. Something's changed about you, your personality and your aura." And Aaron's like, "It's the haircut." "Oh, I don't think it's just the haircut." "Oh, you're wearing a bracelet. That's cool." And Aaron's like, "It's the haircut." But anyways, it was just funny, And then today, after we got done with our errands, Aaron's like, I didn't sleep well, my nose is clogged. I'm gonna go take a nap. I'm like, fine. So while he's napping, I should say, I was actually cleaning, and I went and I was like sitting here, and every time I turned around, I had to let one section dry before doing another section, and then running around, and then checking my laundry from time to time, making sure the laundry was done, and I'm just like, Now, by the way, for some of you out there, Blizzard, and for the joke for you people out on this channel, when you say, give her a silver platter and let her have a silver spoon too. A silver platter and a silver spoon. There you go. I got it as a gift a long time ago when my adopted uncle died. Aaron wanted me to use it, and I keep using it, and then I forget about it. And then there was all these coffee stains on the on the countertops. Finally, I was going through it, and I mean, kitchen took me a long while. I still got to figure out if I want to organize the cupboards, and toss out the old crap that we're not using, and go through the entire shelving. I got to talk to Aaron about that because he's a guide. I also need to clean the fridge. However, to do my womanly duties, I'm gonna have to go shopping for a few things next month. I mean, there is money in the bank to do it, but we're paying to go to our trip to the doctor I'm going to see for gender reassignment surgery, as well as breast augmentation. So I, can't actually spend the money. So next month's allocation is already going to be allocated for what do you call it? Shampoo, conditioner, dish soap, razor blades, shaving cream, and groceries, etc. But it also the excess money goes into the fund for my trip to to where we're going for the surgery in February. So so I thought it'd be very interesting, that it was just interesting because it's been a unique, a unique experience, this time. No cigars that much. We had one. Humidor's got 4 left for me. Aaron and I have been thinking about some cigars for my birthday, so I'm just like, cool. And then I gotta tell you a story. Story goes like this. This is transgender related too. Is I'm having lunch with Aaron because Aaron still wants to make lunches and stuff because we're trying to rebuild things because of our going at it with the throats. But anyways, as I'm I'm having lunch, my phone goes off. I didn't know it, so Aaron's like, "Well, what are you doing?" I'm looking up something. "Well, what are you doing?" Finally, I was, telling him I'm looking up something, then I realized it was a call. I played it, and it was a representative of our state Congress, in the state, not the federal Congress, talking to me about transgender-related health care and how Medicaid in the state of Washington is covering it fully, and etc., etc., and, that's all she wrote. So when we finally finished, I decided, to take a nice little relax and make some coffee But anyways, it's been shouldn't be tired at all. I slept pretty good last night. So the other thing I was going to say is the hotel has been secured for my trip. Oh, and if Aaron goes, it's secured for him too. So I'm quite content at it. I just gotta find out how long truly I need to be there for. If it's a month, it's a month, you know. However, I will tell you the doctor that I'm trying to, wait to have them email. I'm supposed to get like direct questions from two other doctors. I think it will be an interesting concept, you know. So I'm just looking forward to seeing and hearing what they have to say, you know, and go from there. Heck, I might just send them, uh, see if they want my answers on video, and I'll just give the link to them. So, it works out. So, on that aspect. But yeah, I'm waiting for those doctors to get back to me. I've just been having an interesting day, you know. I got my everything lined up, so it's just been kind of a super difficult day at times because of everything going on. Oh, my apologies. I shouldn't be tired at all, but if I am, it's probably because I was working too much today. So I mean, I was on my hands and knees, and I still got to vacuum. And if I vacuum today, then I got to vacuum tomorrow because I still got to, do some stuff. Oh, and about the first of the month, talking about that for a minute. The reason I was talking about the supplies was I have to get, some people say, oh, women or trans women. I get it all the time from genetic women and trans women. They don't talk about these things. Well, I'm sorry, but when I do a blog video, it's usually nowadays it's like every week or 2 weeks or whatever I feel like it. I was telling you all about the funeral service because a friend of mine committed suicide and it's not happy for me. But anyways, while talking about supplies, I still got to go through the file cabinet and do some recycling. To do that, I have to make sure the catalogs that I throw out are bagged up properly in garbage bags. So I got my garbage bags just for that. And then I gotta make sure everything is good as good can be in the dusting department. So it's just really amazing. What's going on with it. So I wanted to say it was really funny because I've been not at Aaron's place a lot or at the park lately a lot. My data plan has dropped immensely down. I mean, I used like 3.9 gigs last month out of 5 gigs of space. This time I used not even 90 megabits. It's just telling me exactly, how much data I've used completely, And yeah, it's right on the money, and it's interesting. So the other thing is I was gonna say to you all is I was talking to Aaron about what do you call it? Today, I was talking temporarily. We got into kind of about religion. He said I wasn't listening. I was listening. It's just I had my questions and he had his thoughts. Finally, I was like, there's this young woman on Facebook who's transgendered, and they show before and after, and he's like, I don't want to see any Oscar Mayer wiener. You are different, Rita. It's just but. I was trying to say to him, this woman basically says she's all natural, nothing, And Aaron's like, the transgender community is mostly liars. They're great deceivers. So he's like, what do you think? I'm like, well, if any type of surgery they've had breast augmentation. But, yeah, And he's like, huh. Well, they're claiming it's all natural. Then, yeah, there's a problem with your, with it. So, but anyways, I didn't complain that much. So, but It's just been a beautiful day here. You know, it's not too hot, it's not too cold. Um, the coffee kind of tastes funny, but I'll get used to it, as I told Aaron. Um, and I will get back to Breath of Fire 2. I was going to play 1 right after 2. The other games, talking about Game Boy games for my player, I will be playing Final Fantasy 1 and 2 again. My all-time favorite, I started on Final Fantasy 4, Final Fantasy 6, which was 3 over here, Breath of Fire 1, I got more games than this, and then finally The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past slash Four Swords. Now, they're missing a few games, which really stink, because I've been wanting to, finish a few. I also got my PS1 out, so it's all geared up, ready to go, so I got plenty to do while Aaron's, doing his own thing. It was funny today. We had lunch, and I brought over 2 drinks. I had a iced tea before, before, because he didn't finish. I got garlic bread like this, so I'm having half of it. I had half of it for lunch with some ramen noodles, and I had a Arizona tea in a 12-ounce can, and then I had one of those Walmart special Big Thunders or whatever it's called, Mountain Thunder or whatever drinks. It's basically the generic for Mountain Dew, anyways. And so I was doing this, and Aaron says, "Well, once your drink's done, you should head home because I got some cleaning to do." I said, "What type of cleaning?" Laundry. I said, "You do it tomorrow." But I knew he wanted to get it done. I'm just waiting for my laundry to dry, but it was just funny, listening to him talk about Big Mountain, and etc. So in the end, I am going to be going and starting to read a book soon, which I want to share with you all. It's a book I've never read. This one. It's called The Freshwater Angler. It's bought and paid for, by the way. Called Rivers and Streams. It's one that I haven't read, but I'm going to do it. I'm also going to be rereading yet again The Orvis Beginning Guide to Fly Fishing. And this one, the one Angela gave me, Orvis Guide to Small Stream Fly Fishing. This one is, well, a Christmas present, and I cherish it. Because Angela gave it to me. Of course, me and Angela had a falling out. So, I hope she is well. I might write a letter one of these days, pop it in the mailbox, and say, "Hey, just thinking of you, hun. Hope all is well." And tell her about my plan if she hasn't seen my channel, So, anyways, all is well, I think. But yes. Oh, and by the way, just so you know, for the phone thing, there's a program out here, right? It's called Sunrise. I think I can pull it up right here. Here it is. Sunrise. Anyways, you can't see it, but Sunrise basically syncs right to the phone. You get Apple, Android, etc. And what it does, and you can have it on your Chrome app launcher. But when you use Sunrise, it synchronizes. Let me see here. There you go. See if we can see that. Anyways, it synchronizes. And when it synchronizes, if you like certain television shows that's on weekly or daily or sports games like baseball, it'll synchronize it. So every time you turn around in your notifications, you will get it fully and thoroughly synchronized because of it. So it's like pay dirt, basically, because it synchronizes. But it's also a kind of pain in the butt because, you could sit there and you think it could be an email notification, which I got to reset this again. Apparently there's not enough memory on this phone for some reason. But you know what? I can deal with it. So, I mean, as long as the my Outlook for Android works to get me my email, then it's fine. I mean, when I do keep my computer working, you know, I don't actually go to Outlook anymore. I usually go to well, what is it called? Windows Live Mail, and it gets everything. I mean, I downloaded it, and Aaron's just like, "Oh, you're the only one with all these email apps." Well, I have Outlook for Windows Live Mail for Outlook. I have Gmail for my Gmail. My phone's got Outlook. And by the way, just so you know out there, and I'm going to put my glasses on because I do want to say something. If you're going to go to, say, Inbox, it just loads the inbox up for your email address. There's no Google Inbox application yet. So, you know, I mean, it's just a link that goes in there. You can click on Gmail, you go to Gmail's website. You go to YouTube, it goes to YouTube. So technically, you go to Outlook.com, it goes to Outlook.com. So when you got your Google Chrome, like I have the Chrome launcher, so it just launches the website. It doesn't actually send you into an application. So, you know, however, the Sunrise app is in here as an extension. So I can go into Sunrise and it'll show the same thing. So, but a lot of these are just actually, like I said, just apps, extensions, or, you know, websites. So my phone, of course, I like the apps in here. It's just like, ooh, well, you know, you got too many. Well, I have Inbox for my phone for that. I also have Inbox on my tablet, and, you know, etc. So it's just, you know. And then he tells me I have too many boxes. Well, I got my featured inbox here for Outlook for Android. I got inbox here, which is just regular email. And then, you know, I got the weather widget and etc. Which, by the way, it says it is 91, sunny, and windy. If you could see that. I don't know about you, but that is a little too warm for my blood, but that's why we got an air conditioner. That's why they invented said air conditioner. So, anyways, so I got everything synchronized. I got it synchronized to the tablet and the phone, so I can always get to my email, even if my computer's uploading while my GameCube's running, because I always switch the input for it. So, I always have something to do here at home. So, anyways, it's almost 4 o'clock here in the afternoon. Lunch, or I should say dinner, will be in about an hour and a half. So, I want to get some more Breath of Fire time in. I got to update later tonight my other video channels. And I got to just say that the service, and for the most part, was very good. I was kind of thinking, you know, something was up because, and I'm not, you know, Aaron claims I'm paranoid. It's lightly because of all the discrimination I've gone through. But the funny thing is when I got that email message from the doctors doing my gender reassignment surgery and breast augmentation at once, I was laughing because I could not make any sense of it. It's like, you got all the information, and then Aaron's like, they should actually be, what do you call it, giving you a, paperwork in the mail. I mean, he's got the mailing address, so, you know, I'm working on that. And then, on top of that, as you all know, 9 days from tomorrow, I see the psychiatrist. So, we'll see how well that works out, alright? So, with that said, everyone, please, post comments, leave feedback, suggestions. Please add and subscribe if you like. Thank you, and may God bless the world.